Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Pink Sock Podcast. It is I, Mike Usenick, with the Gorak. How you doing, brother?
How's the purple?
The purple is sexy, dude.
Yeah,
you need to throw on some Michael Bolton or some Rod Stewart.
I would love to see. Actually, I'm doing good, by the way. But I would like to see Michael Bolton do Careless Whisper.
That would be awesome.
I don't want to know what you get.
Girl, fear, he got no rhythm.
You reckon he needs to do another Sexy Valentine's Day special?
He should. I also think he should do a metal album.
A Black Sabbath reissued Paranoid album.
I want to see Michael Bolton sing for Iron Maiden.
Run to the hills.
I think he could do it.
I reckon he could. Like, it's Michael Bolton. He can do anything.
For those of you wondering,
he can make people pregnant.
Yeah, he can make people pregnant just by looking at him. Like Michael Bolton back in the day, dude.
That's
like he could look. He could look at a woman and she gets pregnant. Like that motherfucker's like.
Yeah, I know, right? Like he just needs to do that look.
Like no homo, but like if Michael Bolton came up to me and was like, "You want some of the Bolt?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I would love some of the Bolt."
I like the Bolton though.
I would join the Bolton train. I love that video he did at the cafe.
Ah, well, the one that I sent you. Wow, how he was calling out their names, but they were singing to them.
Yeah, he was like, "Do I have a choice?" or whatever he was doing.
Yeah. He released a new album.
Really?
Yet I haven't listened to it yet, but yeah. That Nicolas Cage movie, how he plays Count Dracula. I fucking loved it.
Just wait until Wednesday, Greg. That's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna watch it again, maybe on Sunday or on Monday, or one of those 2 days.
I'm just gonna say I did enjoy it. I didn't want to.
It's heaps hard to take. It was heaps hard to take Nicolas Cage serious in that movie, but he fits it so well.
I don't think it was meant to be serious. It was like a comedy film.
Apparently, I did some homework on this movie too. There was another one, but it was like in the early 2000s, I think, or maybe 96.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if this is an original or is it a reboot or is it, I'm
not sure, Greg. That is a very good question. Because I think Renfeld is an old story.
Movie.
I think they did an old horror movie too. But I mean, Nicolas Cage did well. I'm not going to go too far into it because we're doing a whole reacts episode. But
I like that. I'd definitely watch it again. I know it's on Peacock in where you're at. It's still in theaters here in Australia.
I didn't know it was on Peacock. I watched it in theaters. I'll have to watch it on Peacock soon because it's a decent movie. Guys, go check it out. Watch it before seeing our reacts episode because I think that's going to be a fun reacts because it was a very interesting film.
I think it's like a crossover Nosferatu meets Evil Dead.
You always compare shit to Evil Dead.
Cause like Evil Dead is Evil Dead.
Like I could be like, "Hey, Greg,
I can't compare Velocipasta to Evil Dead."
Bro, I could literally name any movie. I'd be like, "Hey, have you seen Pineapple Express?" And be like, "Yeah, it kind of reminds me of a crossover of Cheech and Chong and Evil Dead." But you always reference Evil Dead.
Because it's an iconic fucking horror movie.
It is, but not every movie is like Evil Dead, my man.
It is.
Like every movie is Evil Dead.
like okay, like Halloween Ends. No, I'm joking. I'm
Halloween
joking.
Ends is like Evil Dead.
Nah, fuck no.
Halloween Ends is more like Jason X.
But
Like
worse. But Jason X was better.
Jason
my
X had some good. Jason X had some good kill scenes. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I thought it was good, but like, yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot of good movies coming out
A
this
lot.
year. A very lot. I've never been to the movie theater so many times this year.
Bro,
I've been a lot lately. Like to go like either on my own or like with a mate. You know what I mean? Like at the
bro,
moment,
like
I think I've seen like 7 movies this year.
I think
In
I've seen
theaters.
about 6 movies this year.
Yeah, I'll probably
There's a
see the
lot.
new Spider-Man movie though.
I heard it's really good. I want to see the new Flash because you were talking about it the other day.
Yeah, that was good. Apparently, people didn't like the CGI,
Fuck them. Like,
but
sorry to
they
say
said it
that,
was
but fuck
supposed
them.
to be like that though.
We can't really judge movies based on CGI because there's a lot of earlier CGI movies that were really good and the CGI sucked.
Yeah.
Remember the fucking CGI in Scorpion King?
The movie that I was in, that was better than Black Adam, dude. That experience in that movie. No, I'm joking.
Black Adam, I feel so bad for The Rock. I've never seen Black Adam yet, but I need to. Black Adam was a
It
movie that
was
he's been
okay.
wanting to do for like Black Adam's a movie he's been wanting to do for like 15 years, bro. And
Yeah,
he finally did
just
it and
kept
it got
getting
shit
put
on.
back. Yeah,
What?
yeah, and he finally did it.
Yeah, he finally did it and he got shit on for it.
It was okay. Me and my mate, when we went and watched it in theaters, we predicted a lot of things in that fucking movie.
Like what?
Just like there's always gonna be a big fucking chase and gunfighting scene in the last 20 minutes of the movie and all that stuff, and we just predicted some other little things that was gonna happen. Right?
You just named every movie Dwayne The Rock Johnson's ever been in.
Yeah, but like especially like if you watch horror movies now and like us, you can always predict it easily. Like, yeah, this guy 10-15 minutes in the movie, yeah, he's the killer. It's pretty obvious.
Or the whole like, oh, there's gonna be a jump scare in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom.
But sometimes those jump scares are very like you're unexpected though. You know what I mean?
I haven't seen a whole lot of jump scares in horror movies recently. Like there's been a few, but like not like they used to be. You remember when like movies used to have them all the fucking time?
Yeah. What is a scary horror movie these days now? Because now nothing's scary in horror anymore.
Well, like
Like I kind of feel like it's all been done.
Evil Dead Rise was decent, but it wasn't really scary. It was creepy and violent.
But
And
it
that's
had
the new.
everything what it had everything what you would expect in an Evil Dead movie.
Yeah, no, when it comes to horror movies, there is no real. We left the scare element behind. There is no scary in horror movies anymore because we have become so used to what's going to happen that now we're sticking to like psychological thrillers or violence or gore or any of that because there is no scary in horror movies anymore. You kind of expect.
Yeah. I was talking about this to my head chef yesterday at work, and I'm just like, nothing's scary to watch anymore. It's just a lot of reboots now.
A lot of fucking reboots, a lot of remakes, a lot of recreations, a lot of sequels.
It's like sequels and prequels are cool, But apparently, the Leprechaun's getting a reboot.
I've heard that. Also, Toxic Avenger's getting a reboot.
Oh,
And playing the
yeah.
Toxic Avenger is Peter Dinklage.
Okay. Nice.
I don't know if you know who Peter Dinklage is.
Wasn't he? His name sounds familiar. Was he in the Motley Crue movie?
No. Peter
Okay.
Dinklage is the little guy in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, wasn't he in the Dirt?
I don't think. But he's the little man that's in Game of Thrones. He's playing the Toxic Avenger. I don't think he was in the Dirt. I don't remember a little person being in the Dirt.
I have a look. It might be somebody else from it though.
But there is a few good horror movies that are recent, like Jordan Peele's movies are always good.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd classify his movies as like scary. Like all of his movies.
Yeah, true.
I don't think any of his movies would be like. You got to think though. We went from like the '60s where we had like monster movies where it was like scary because it was new.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that we haven't done already.
Yeah.
Like
I know.
even Jordan,
apparently, American Werewolf from London is getting a reboot.
that'd be cool. But even like movies like Jordan, even movies like Jordan Peele's movie, what was it? What the fuck was that movie he had? Nope. Even Jordan Peele's movie, Nope, it wasn't original in a way, but like modern movies have to do other ideas but make them original. That's kind of where we're at with horror movies now.
Yeah, but Jordan Peele did a really good job with Get Out, Us, and No.
He did, but all of those movies were not necessarily original concepts because like there's been aspects of each one that's been in different movies, but he made them original. That's kind of where horror is right now.
Yeah, I think that's pure genius, though. I think, and I like with Nope as well how he made like an alien invasion movie, but it's not your typical alien invasion movie.
Yeah,
and that's what I liked about it.
Or how about Black Phone? I think Black Phone would be considered like a scary horror movie, and they did a really good job with it.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I'm always looking.
We reviewed it on here.
What's that?
You've seen it. We've reviewed it on here.
I can't remember.
Black Phone, the Ethan Hawke movie where he plays that fucking creepy dude in the basement.
Black Phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. I couldn't hear you properly. That's all. Yeah, Black Phone was good. Apparently, there's going to be a sequel.
See, that's a really good, scary, modern horror movie. It's not like...
Well, these things happen in real life, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not necessarily a 100% original idea, but it was great. It was original in its own way.
It kind of had that John Wayne Gacy, Pennywise vibe to it.
Yeah, it had like a John Wayne Gacy, like you said, Pennywise. I also kind of got the feel of like Buffalo Bill.
Okay.
Like from Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Except Ethan Hawke did. Except Ethan Hawke didn't tuck his dick and say, "Would you fuck me?"
Yeah, true.
That would have been weird. That would have been real fucking strange.
Such a good film, and Hannibal was such a good film as well.
I honestly will not be shocked in the least bit if Silence of the Lambs gets a remake in the next few years.
It won't. I doubt that.
I will not doubt it.
Yeah, but come on, man. Anthony Hopkins is Hannibal Lecter, dude. Like he plays that character so well. Have you
How?
seen the TV series?
No, I have not.
It's actually pretty good. It only
Isn't
lasted for
it
two
like?
seasons, but it's
Isn't it like
actually
his
really good.
backstory?
Kinda, yeah. But the guy who plays Hannibal Lecter in this, and Lauren Fishburne is in it as well. Um, he was the villain in Casino Royale.
Oh, nice. So like,
Yeah, and he's actually really, really good.
so he at least looks the part and acts the part.
Yeah, like doesn't look like like Hannibal Lecter could be played by anybody and look like
He could.
anybody. It could be Hannibal Lecter, but he done a really good fucking job. Like you have to
See,
check it out, dude.
I would love for them to do like a movie where it's like the backstory of like Buffalo Bill. Because I want to know
Hannibal
what that
Rising
guy's
was
about.
a backstory.
Huh?
Hannibal Rising was a backstory. Was a prequel.
True. I haven't seen that one in years. I
Me
forgot that
neither,
even
but I've
existed.
heard it's good too. Right.
I haven't seen it in a while, so I kind of forgot that movie existed.
Hmm. Yeah, it's such a good movie, but so yeah. Have you seen Megan or Megan?
No, I
The
have
movie?
not because you told me it's a steaming pile of shit. I never watched it.
Yeah. It's so dumb. Like to me it was like a rip-off version of Tiffany from Chucky
Really?
series. I think so, yeah.
Then I ain't gonna watch it. Why would I watch it?
It's just fucking horrible. Cause like people like there are like kids watching it too, only because of the dance and all that shit that she does, and it's so stupid. Like if somebody's a horror version, right? And they want to get into horror, I'll just make them watch that.
So what? Okay, other than the joke, like with the Megan movie, if you was to get somebody started in horror, like legitimately started, which movie would you recommend?
I'll probably go with personally, I'll probably go with Scream because that changed it for me for horror because it was like a different type of horror, like with masked men slashes and that,
Yeah, and
and
it's
multiple
also
killers compared
yeah,
to
and it's
like Friday
also
the 13th. But I'll probably
yeah,
go with
and it's all
Halloween.
Halloween was going to be one that I was going to say. Scream was a horror movie, but it was also a parody.
Yeah. Would you say it's like psychological a little bit?
A little bit, a little bit. It's
Tiny
the
bit.
the first one, not really, but the others, yes, because it got to the point where we were guessing who the killer was. When the first movie came out, we didn't know that that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
We were just kind of, oh my
Yeah.
god, that's who the killer is. Now we're like, oh, who's the killer? Like it's kind of like a game amongst fans.
Well, I guess if you watch Scream, the first Scream now, it'll be pretty obvious like who is the killer because like obviously like they kind of just
Or-
gave it away pretty quickly.
Yeah, and everybody knows by now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's kind of like the whole Star Wars Luke, I am your father shit. Like
Yeah.
it's so well known that you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I would love to get back into Star Wars again, man. But after
Do it.
Phantom One, is it episode one? I kind of after that I just stopped because I just got bored with it.
Bro, we're gonna do a Pink Sock reacts to like every Star Wars movie just so you watch them.
I like the old ones, like because that's what I used to watch when I was younger, though. When it used to be on TV and all that shit, and I thought that was cool. And the Phantom Menace was like a really good one, and then the episode 2 was a bit and then onwards it's just like I can't get into this anymore.
Come on, dude, do it for the podcast. Let's do Star Wars. We can do it. We can actually wait till next year if you want. Actually, no, we're not. Hold on. Actually, yeah, we wait until next year just for you. The entire months of April and May, we're going to be doing Star Wars.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I remember the last Star Wars I watched was the one that came out a couple of years ago. I think it was when Carrie Fisher's last one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I think it was that. I can't remember. It was at a mate's house because I was staying at his house because I was working with him 3 days a week. And I would stay at his house, and then he had it on, and I was just like sitting down eating my dinner next to the dogs and shit. And then I'm just like, I can't get into this right now, bro.
Bro, come on. Give it a chance.
Yeah, I'll try. They're all on Disney Plus, so I guess I can just binge watch them.
Yeah, bro. Like, binge watch them on, like, well, you won't be able to watch them all in a day because there's a lot of them. But
Yeah.
you could watch it
Should I
easily.
watch Venom? Should I watch episode 1 first and then go back to the oldies?
The way that I usually watch the Star Wars movies, and this is just a matter of preference, I watch 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, and then I'll just watch the other ones.
Yeah.
Because the way it plays out, at least for me, is 4, 5, 6 is kind of like the story, and then you kind of get do 4, 5. Sorry, I got this wrong. 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3 because it's a flashback to like Darth Vader's life, and then 6, and then 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Right. I heard like the TV series are pretty good too.
And you still got to watch Solo, and you'll have to watch Rogue One.
Solo was good. I liked that one. I watched that like a couple of years ago. A friend of mine, when I was working, he recommended it to me, and I think it was on Netflix at the time. And I actually, when I got home, made dinner. I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. The storyline with it was good. There was some really cheesy jokes in that, but it was still good.
It was a great movie, and also another good one for you to check out is Mandalorian. Mandalorian's a really good show.
I think I've started watching the first episode. I just haven't. I'm really weird with TV series now because it's so like you can easily get hooked onto it, and there's like just so much you can watch, and then when the new season comes, you kind of just lose interest in it a little bit.
Well, I have a show for you then, Gorak. This one has been completed. All seasons are available on Netflix. Go watch Lucifer.
Oh, yeah, I heard that one. Yeah, I'll put it on the list.
It is about the devil left hell and went on vacation and is now living in Los Angeles, California, because where else would he live? And he owns a nightclub.
Yeah.
And it is hilarious It is a hilarious show, but it also tugs at your heartstrings a little bit because it kind of becomes kind of like a soap opera comedy kind of thing. It's actually based on I think a Marvel comic book series, The Sandman.
Okay.
There's a character in that called Lucifer Morningstar. Well, his brother comes from heaven and is trying to get him to go back to hell, and he ends up meeting this detective, and them two end up kind of like friends or whatever, and he helps her solve crimes because his superpower is to make people tell him their desires, and he solves crime with her. Like it's a wild.
So he's like Blade.
Pretty much, but he's the devil.
Yeah, interesting.
And basically the whole time they're trying to get him to go back to hell, and people on Earth don't believe that he's actually the devil. Neither does the detective. But as the series progresses, you'll have to watch. Like, it's fucking wild.
Yeah, I've heard really. It's finished now, I believe, isn't it?
It is.
Like it's done. No more.
It's 100% finished, and it is crazy. The guy who plays Lucifer Morningstar is a Welsh gentleman by the name of Tom Ellis.
Okay.
He is, I believe, the only British or Welsh or whatever guy or girl in the series. So the devil has a very thick British accent.
Yeah.
And it is very charming.
Yeah, I have to go and check it out. I'll put it on the list and I'll get around to it. I started watching the TV series From. Have you heard of it? People like saying that how scary it is and all that stuff, and I couldn't finish it.
Did you say
I finished
frog?
the fucking first. It's called From. It's
From?
kind of like it's sort of like Walking Dead a little bit.
I still never seen Walking Dead.
And a lot of people are like creeping out over it, and I can't finish it because it's too freaky. I'm like, I finished this. I finished the first season in like under 2 weeks. I'm on to the second one now.
Is it scary at all?
No. It's gore, like it's bloody and shit, and stuff happens, but like, and some paranormal stuff happens, but it's not scary. It's the same with the movie Don't Breathe 2, right? Have you seen Don't Breathe?
No, I've not seen Don't Breathe.
It's actually pretty good. It's about these younger people that broke into this old man's house.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't realize that he was an ex-Marine, but he's actually blind.
Like Daredevil.
Yeah. And he has his house like set up with traps and stuff so people can't break into his shit. So when something happens, he can actually hear it and he can kind of sense it a little bit and where they're at. And dude, that movie was fucking brutal, man. Like these kids got beaten up by a blind dude.
Was this like Daredevil meets Home Alone meets Evil Dead?
Minus the Evil Dead.
For once?
Shut up. Don't Breathe 2 was good. People were like grossed out in it. And I'm like, people are soft, man.
Was Don't Breathe 2 about the same old guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't catch a break.
This one was more violent, man. Like
you can't catch a break. People keep trying to rob him, and he keeps fucking killing people.
Yeah, well, he's an ex-Marine, but he's blind. Like, fuck, dude.
Don't fuck with him, dude.
But like, there was a scene in the first one how this chick got abducted by him because he wanted justice from the police or whatever, or the court, because she got away from a hit and run that killed her daughter, like his daughter. So he tied her up, and his plan was to impregnate her with his sperm on her, so he can have a child again and shit. And there's a scene in the movie where the people that broke into the house, they untied the girl and they beat up that dude, the blind man, and then like they beat the fuck out of him, and the chick grabs the syringe or whatever it is that had his sperm and puts it in his mouth. You actually see it.
This movie's fucked.
Yeah. And he goes, oh, how does it taste? And just beats the fuck out of him. Just like, fuck, dude. I remember watching it for the first time at the mate's house. I'm like, man, dude, this is actually pretty good, but fuck. But yeah, dude.
I'll have to watch it. I'll have to watch Don't Breathe 1 and 2. Are they gonna do a sequel?
I know, Don't Breathe. It's really good. I didn't go for long. They only go for like an hour and 30 minutes.
Is there a Don't Breathe 3 coming out?
Maybe. The way how the second one ended. The second one only came out like 2 years ago, I think.
How much space of time was between the first and second
one? Not long, I think. Maybe 3 years apart.
So we're about due for another one.
Maybe. We'll see. Dude, the guy's like maybe 60, but he's fucking ripped for like that movie.
I mean, look at like older people that are ripped though. Like there's a lot of them, like bodybuilders and shit. There's this one dude, he's like 70 and he's built. Look at Vince McMahon, dude.
You reckon he's on a juice? Like he's definitely on steroids.
I'm not gonna throw that out there, but there is a video of Triple H talking about Vince.
Yeah.
And that man will work out 6 hours straight.
Yeah, I know. I've noticed that. Yeah.
He will work out 6 hours straight, sleep for about 2 or 3 hours, and then do the tapings. And then after the tapings are over, he will work out 6 hours straight, get 2 hours of sleep, and repeat.
That's definitely not healthy for your body, but then I believe a lot of bodybuilders back in the day, like when Arnold were competing and stuff, I think they were doing the same thing minus the taping, but like they'll probably sleep 3 or 4 hours a day and then train for a couple of hours and throughout the day and then go home, eat, sleep.
And what's sad is people that do that, like they don't live to see like 80 or 90 or like older age. They typically, due to the stress on their heart and a lot of them being on the juice, especially back then, it causes more health problems than good.
Yeah. I remember, like, in diet back then too wasn't really a thing because they could just eat whatever they fucking want.
They would eat a fucking dozen eggs in a row and just fucking go work out.
Well, it's like NBA players in the 80s and 90s, dude. There was no such thing as really good nutrition. They would go down to fucking Hungry Jack's or Macca's or something and get burgers after the game.
Yep. And they were viewed now. And they were viewed as being healthy.
Compared to now, because now there's all this technology to look after your body, like saunas and the ice chamber things that they use. They pay millions of dollars for a personal chef to look after them. I know the basketballer LeBron James spends like millions of dollars on his health.
Yeah, and that's great, but I always have the question of recently it was stated that Michael Phelps, he burns like 8,000 to 10,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
So how the fuck do you eat that much in calories to maintain without losing a bunch of weight at once?
I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Like he would almost have to be drinking some kind of really high calorie drink.
Unless if it's just all water weight and then he has protein shake.
True. I mean, you don't really have to change your diet too much if you burn that much calories. You just have to drink a bunch of fucking water.
Yeah, water is like one of the most important things though. Like
that motherfucker, he's swimming in the water, he's drinking it all.
Yeah, who knows, man? And smoking a lot of weed, I guess.
That is true. What were you gonna say about your buddy?
I'm pretty sure it's like 80% of your body should be filled with water.
I believe human beings, we are 90% water.
80 or 90. 80% is not too bad though.
No, the other 20% is coffee for you.
Yeah, pretty much. And Mexican food. By the way, I had Mexican 2 nights in a row.
I mean, more power to you, brother. Mexican food's good.
Yeah, we got some really nice Mexican places here. But the best one that I go to is Guzman y Gomez. I think I've mentioned it to you before. And I had it the other night, and sometimes when I order Mexican food for myself, I go big. I spend like $50 or whatever.
Bro, I ain't lying when I say this.
Like I had the chipotle fries are really good.
You love Mexican food. I love Mexican food, but I also love Mediterranean food. And I went to a restaurant one time, and I accidentally spent $7 at this Mediterranean place. It was like $760 something
Yeah.
on myself. I had leftovers. Dear God.
Well, what I had the other night, I had a large chipotle fries, which was fucking amazing. I had 3 mushroom tacos, like sashimi tacos. Sashimi mushroom tacos. They were really good, and the tacos were actually proper taco wraps, not that hard shell shit. And then I had a veggie burrito and a chicken bowl with sour cream, guac, and chipotle mayo.
Well, at least most of your
down.
meal, was vegetables. So, like, if you were like, I had 3 steak tacos, a huge steak salad, like, then I'd be worried. But
Well,
like,
like,
most
see-
of your meal,
What's
most
that?
of your meal was healthy.
Yeah. I try not to carb load too much, so I kind of balance it out a bit. If that makes sense. Like,
Well, I mean,
because like with Mexican food, it's very heavy in carbs. You know what I mean? With like the burritos and all that shit. But if you do it like what I do with the side fries, and then you have your bowl with the rice and veggies and whatever you have on there, and then have a mini burrito or something, like you can't get full after that.
especially if you load it with beans, because beans are high in protein. That kind of balances out the carbs.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man. I slept well too, by the way. All right, then I ate a bag of popcorn after that too, because I was still hungry. But then,
More carbs.
yeah. But then, dude, I slept like a fucking baby. But the next morning, man, I went to the toilet 3 times before going to work.
Mexican food will do that to you.
Yeah. But then the first time it was okay. Then I had a coffee, and then I'm like, okay, back again. So there you go.
So I had
now.
I had one time authentic Mexican food. Like, it was real authentic. We were about 30 minutes from the Mexican border.
Yeah.
Like, you're at an authentic Mexican restaurant joint when the only person that spoke English was the waiter. Like, it was fucking good though, dude.
I would love to go and check out the pizza and Mexican restaurants in America. I think it'd be
Bro,
really, really cool.
you're more than welcome to, dude. Whenever you come out here, I'll drive you places. Just, it might not be fit within my diet, but like, I can have a cheat meal with you.
Dude, I give you a fucking cheat meal, man. My cheat meals are fucking huge. Sorry.
See, I'm allowed within my diet to like have a cheat meal or a cheat snack, but I do a thing called indulging, so I have to like be careful and not have a whole cheat day, or else I'm just gonna eat like shit every day.
Yeah. I sometimes I have 2 cheat days.
You gotta enjoy life.
Yeah. But like sometimes I won't eat till midday, and that's when I can have my cheat day. I don't want to start eating fucking shit all day. I'll feel like shit. So I'll just wait till midday and then just eat whatever the fuck I want till like 8 p.m. and then that's it.
See, I've been kind of on a regular eating schedule lately, ever since the whole dietitian and shit. Like, I normally eat breakfast around like 7 or 8, sometimes 9, and then I'll have a snack like 10, 11. Then I'll have like lunch, which is about like noon or 1. Then I'll have another little snack about 3, 3:30, maybe 4. Then I'll have a supper around 6, and then I'll have a small snack right before bed.
Yeah. Greek yogurt's good before bed.
It is?
Yep. It's high in protein and it digests really good in your stomach. So it doesn't make you all bloated. So I read these things. Oh, I look up these things. Fruit's good, like certain fruit, like watermelon, cherries,
I was also told
oranges.
I was also told whole grain bread with peanut butter on it, but it has to be like the natural peanut butter.
Yeah. That anything low carbs like rice crackers are good too.
See,
Something that doesn't want to make you feel really, really bloated before you go to bed.
I heard Greek yogurt before, and I was thinking one of these nights taking a serving of Greek yogurt and putting some walnuts in it, because walnuts also activate melatonin in your brain, which makes you
Yeah.
sleepy.
Yeah. Hang on. Fruits are definitely really good before you go to bed.
Certain ones,
Yes.
you don't want to eat super starchy fruits because that's not like bananas are good before bed, and that's a starchy fruit. But I heard apples are not good before bed.
No. Um.
Melons are good, like cantaloupe's good.
Yeah, I know. There's heaps of really good fruits that you can eat before you can go to bed.
Berries.
Berries. Here we are. Hard boiled eggs.
That
Small
gives you
handful of nuts.
you'll be farting all night if you have hard boiled eggs.
A small bowl of oatmeal.
Any type of whole grain though would be good.
Yeah, well, whole wheat toast with peanut butter, like what you were saying.
Now, don't eat white bread and expect to sleep because that is completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just heaps, man. Greek yogurt. I used to have Greek yogurt with some plant-based protein and berries and mix it up and eat it before I go to bed.
Well, you don't really need a plant-based protein for yogurt. Greek yogurt's high in protein as it is.
Yeah, but I add the protein powder for that extra flavor.
What I've been doing for added protein is I've been adding silken tofu to my smoothies.
Yeah, right.
Just take about 4 ounces of silken tofu and add it to your smoothie, and it adds an additional 8 to 10 grams of protein.
Okay, so I got it here. So cherries, they're good to eat before bedtime. Kiwi fruit, banana, pineapple, and oranges.
Bro, you're talking food, and I'm starting to get hungry.
So yeah, like, yeah, man. I always like search for things and stuff. Like, I actually thought about doing like nutrition and get out of the chefing business and just become like a nutritionist or something. But it's fucking expensive, so I just look things up on the internet and just learn from that.
See, that's what I've been trying to do with an open mind because with my current diet that I'm doing, it's not really a diet, it's a lifestyle change. I've been doing something similar to like the Mediterranean diet where I'm eating more vegetables, more beans and shit like that, less meat. Like I've been eating one meal with meat a day.
Yeah.
My other protein sources is milk, like dairy products, like low fat dairy products, beans, nuts, shit like that.
Yeah.
Because the fact is, you only need like 65 to 75 grams of protein a day, and you get that through like vegetables, nuts, beans, milk, or dairy, or whatever, tofu. Like,
yeah, I rarely eat tofu. Like I have tofu every now and then, but not so much anymore. I made like a really nice like a mushroom pasta, like very very fucking simple. Just I use brown mushrooms, onion, some chopped tomatoes, tomato paste, and wholemeal pasta, and like a tomato-based pasta sauce, and that's it. Done. And some vegetable stock.
What you could do if you want to implement more vegetables into your diet too, you can get zucchini and turn it into noodles.
Yeah, I've done that before, and it's actually quite nice.
Gorak, all this talk about food, I'm getting hungry, so we're gonna probably have to cut this off because I need to get food in my belly. Because you're over here talking all this fucking delicious ass food. I have a bowl of minestrone soup waiting for me here in a minute. I gotta microwave it. See, with my diet, I'm able to eat because there's a company out there, to give a little quick shout out, called Amy's Kitchen. They're a gluten-free company that sells microwavable soups. Well, not gluten-free, sorry. They're an organic company that sells gluten-free soups and TV dinners and shit.
Nice. Have you had gluten-free pizza?
Yes, cauliflower crust.
It's not that bad, eh?
Not bad at all. I just have to, like, on my cheat days, or cheat meals or whatever, I'll eat pizza.
It's not that bad. I find having pizza on a gluten-free base makes me less full. You know what I mean?
See, what I prefer though, and it's not necessarily gluten-free, but there's this oven heated type pizza that you can get from the Amy's Kitchen I told you about, and it's whole grain or whole wheat or whatever pizza, and it's got artichoke on it, tomato. It's got it's all veggies, no like dairy. It just has like a tomato paste type thing and a bunch of vegetables on it.
Yeah,
it's pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking good.
Yeah, man.
But Greg, I'm gonna get off of here, brother. I will see you Wednesday when we talk about Renfeld.
Yes. Evil
Love
Dead
you, brother. Yeah. Love you, brother. And as always, guys, live long, rock hard.
And be kind and don't be a cunt.
There you go. And stay hard.